I think the one slot in my bag that is actually missing, if you look at my in the bag videos, you look at everything that I've done recently, is a slightly straight to understable 9-speed disc. Now I've got a Thunderbird in there that is a G-Star Thunderbird. It kind of behaves in that way, but it really is kind of an overstable disc. I also have a Halo Thunderbird in there that I use in that slot as well. So today I'm going to be testing a disc that should be a slightly less overstable 9-speed, and that is the Sweep by Latitude 64. This is Isaac Robinson's mold, one of the molds that he developed, and I've got it in 2 different plastics. I've got it in the Royal Grand, and I've also got it in the Grand Orbit. Now the numbers on it are 9.6, negative 0.52, so it should have just enough understability to keep it straight and then a little bit of finish at the end. Let's see exactly how it behaves. You can tell now a little bit of wind is picked up. We'll see how it behaves in the wind as well. We got weights on both of these. 174, and so hard to see this in the bright light. 174 and 174. So they're both 174. All right, let's give them a rip, shall we? Oh, look at that turn. That's doing really well. Look at that. Wow. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. That flew really, really nice. I don't think I got a ton of distance out of it. We'll have to get the scope on it, but it certainly had a beautiful flight path. That absolutely, with that kind of, yeah, the 6 glide for sure, that stayed up in the air really, really well, even in the wind. A little bit of turn and then a nice finish at the end. Let's try and see if this Grand Orbit is any different. It should fly pretty much the same, I would think. Straight up, a little bit of, maybe a hair more overstable. Beautiful. Really, really nice. I love how far that thing pushes forward. Let's go down and pick them up. Yeah, you can see the wind is really playing with the beardo there. Now I couldn't really tell you why I don't really have the straight to understable 9-speed, although I think in the wind, it's coming kind of a little bit at me, a little bit across this way, so from right to left as I was throwing it. It was never a slot that I found anything that worked for me. One of the things that I need to do at some point as well is do a video comparing my distance drivers versus some of the best 9-speed distance drivers, 9 and 10-speed distance drivers. I got a bunch of trails that I want to throw as well, but this one here, I think, wow, that flew really, really nice. It just had a great shape to the flight, and it got quite a bit of distance as well. And I think for me, again, for lower arm speed, one of the reasons why I throw these high glide discs is to get a little bit more distance out of it. All right, let's get a scope on these. These both are all the way out here. We definitely saw that they've got a good finish, that 2 finish with the high glide. It makes it a really kind of very useful disc. What I want to know though is, can it pull out of a very kind of a steep Anhyzer? So let's throw them on some different angles. We'll throw it on a Hyzer later, but I want to know if I put this on a bit of a steep Anhyzer, will it actually fight out? And that's where I think you can get some distance. Let's put this on as I widen the frame up a bit so we can see it go. There's that huge Anhyzer. Is there enough fight? Oh, it's still going. I think that's probably out of frame. Wow, it definitely held that. It didn't really want to fight out at all. I'm not sure if that has as much to do with the wind coming kind of from this direction here. It's kind of shifted before. It was kind of going right to left. Now it's kind of going from left to right. So you expose that plate and it's just going to completely drift away. Well, maybe we'll throw them back at the bag from when we pick them up here. But let's get this Grand Orbit on the same line if we can. Maybe even a little bit further out left. There we go. Bomb. Look at that. Woo. Yeah, getting the angle right and getting it to land where you want is really important when you're throwing it on those extreme angles. So now, of course, the wind's died right down, but we're going to give it a shot anyways. We're kind of going opposite direction towards the bag. Let's put it out kind of in line with my car and see if we can't get it to drop close to the bag. A little low, but it's definitely holding that Anhyzer line. Look at it go. Beautiful. Oh, it's a crush. We're gonna have to UDIS that one. I think I set myself about 310 feet to the bag, so that should have gone just past the bag. That would have been a monster. Forgot my towel. Here we go. Same line. Right over that little crow. Oh no, I missed the line. That's okay. I think we got what we wanted. think we got the read that we wanted out of that white disc. So let's head back there and let's try to put these on a Hyzer line, see how they hold a Hyzer line. All right, so let's put it on a bit of a Hyzer. I expect this is going to behave similar to, say, my G-Star Thunderbird, where it's going to come out and maybe not. I don't think a Hyzer flip for this disc is really in the cards for me. I just don't think it would work for me. So I'm going to try to put it out a little bit higher, not necessarily a spike Hyzer, but let's get it out high, 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 see if we can't get it to push forward and then crash out. Oh no. Well, it definitely flipped up to flat. Wow. All right, we're gonna try that again. I didn't get nearly the height on that, but you could see how that really flipped up. All right, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, just like that. Just like that. Maybe a little more height would have been great, but just like that. Push forward and then give me a nice reliable finish. All right, let's go get down and pick those up. So while we're down here, why don't we throw hole number one? This plays just over 300 feet. We should be able to put this sweep pretty straight and just have it finish at the basket, as long as I don't turn it over into the field too much. All right, let's give it a rip. Oh, really nice. Get a skip. Oh, okay. Well, that worked out pretty friggin' good. All right. Let's try that again. Twice or it's luck. Oh no! Oh, keep going. I'm gonna skip. All right. Well, we got the first one in play, so the second one, what do you do? I don't think I've ever hit that sign before. Wild. Okay, this is hole 3 at Echo Park. You've seen me throw this on camera before. One thing I love about this hole is being able to push something out nice and far. Again, like I said, this is something that my Thunderbird does really well, my Pro Destroyer does really well. So the sweep should be perfect. Now, what we saw in the field when I threw it on a Hyzer, I didn't quite get the height that I needed out of it, but it should give me the shot shape that I'm looking for. So I'm just gonna put it out over those trees and try to crash it through this gap and towards that basket. All right, here we go. Definitely got the height. It's gonna get all the way around. Nice. As long as it, oh, great shot, great shot. That's exactly what I'm looking for. I'd love it to push just a hair further and get behind the basket, but in order to do that, you really have to get around that big tree, so we'll see. Oh, come on. Straight, it's not gonna stable up. Not quite stable enough, but that first one was definitely the shot I wanted. Probably should have given that second one maybe a little bit more Hyzer. It would have ended up where I wanted. All right, moving on. Let's throw some bombs in the field, shall we? We are going to finish up here at hole 11. I love this hole. I would never really throw this for distance, I don't think. Maybe I should. Maybe this should be my distance driver. Maybe I shouldn't be throwing a 14-speed Westside Destiny. Tell me in the comments, what do you think I should throw for distance? Should I be throwing 14-speed? You tell me. What do you think is the best middle speed control driver for distance? And what should I be throwing? What should I compare for you on channel? But today I'm just gonna bomb these. I'm gonna see if we can't get these out really, really far. We're gonna throw that overhand, or sorry, we're gonna throw that that turnover line that we just threw there, and we'll see if we can't get some big distance out of this. It's elevated tee, it's downhill, there's a bit of a tailwind. I don't care. I love throwing them. It's just a hoot. If you're not having fun, why bother? All right, here we go. There we go. Not a lot of spin on it, I think. Oh, not a ton of distance either. All right, that's okay. That's okay. Let's crank on it. Let's get this moving here. Come on. Here we go. Pump up. Oh, okay. Well, I definitely turned it over. It's going. It's going. Oh my God, that's a smash. Wow, okay, that was unbelievable. I mean, I missed my line, but the nice thing about this hole is that it's wide open. You can get anywhere. All right, thanks again for taking a few minutes out of your day to watch me throw some plastic in a field. I really enjoy doing this, and I love the fact that you guys are following me and that you're watching me do this. It's been a real delight and really helped my game for sure. We'll see you next time. Get out, practice your putting, do some putts, make you a better disc golfer. See you again.